Hey guys, and welcome to the Playing Crazy Olympic Games. So this is a competition between several different countries on my Discord, and you can't even fit everybody into one lobby that's going to be doing this. There's a lot of countries here and a lot of people that wanted to do this. And there's going to be 4 events. First one taking place over here, which will be the long jump. The second event be taking over here, which will be the 100-meter dash, also known, well, it's more or less a drag race because they're using cars. Then you're going to have the marathon, which is going to be a race around the map that's on your screen right now, 5 laps. Best time is the winner. And then we're going to have wrestling, an event that's not even in the actual Olympics, but I figured we'd do something similar to judo or something like that. It would be taking place inside of the plot, my plot, and if you get knocked out of the plot at all, any part of your vehicle goes out, then you are the loser. It should be relatively interesting, and if you guys do enjoy, be sure to leave a like on this video, because this is a pain in the ass to set up and edit. This has taken several weeks, and this will take a lot of effort. So, please leave a like on the video, and please share it with other people, because if this doesn't get views after all the effort I'm about to put into this, ooh, it's going to really hurt. Anyways, let's get right into the long jump. Alright, so here we are at the long jump pit. So this should be a very interesting event. As you can see, everyone's lined up over there, and they're going to be taking turns jumping over here. And we might actually have people coming in a little bit later. Not sure, because we have a full lobby right now, and we can't fit everybody in here. But it should be relatively interesting, and for editing's sake, you're only going to be seeing the best jump from each team, and I'll be showing you guys them from the worst jump to the best jump. Also, before we start, just quick note, the current person, they've only had one person that couldn't make it today that decided to actually show up beforehand and do their jumps. The current leader is Team Australia with a jump of 259, which is tied for a record. Well, it's not really tied for a record. I've actually seen Henry from Team USA jump further than that, but it's one of the best jumps I've ever seen. Anyways, let's get this underway. Up next, we have Lame Lomo from Team Nigeria. He is currently sitting in second to last place. No, he's in last place. He has 20. So let's see what he can do this time. All right, gaining speed slowly. A little bit unstable coming up. He's not going to. This is not his event. His car that he originally built, he had issues with because it was against our rules. And let's see what he can do this time. Did he improve? No, another 20, and that will be all for Team Nigeria, probably securing them for last place in this event. But don't worry, he will be back for the long jump, and we'll see what he can do there. I mean, not the long jump, for the drag race. Let's see what he can do there. Anyways, up next, we have one of my personal favorite contestants here, Melty from Team Germany. Let's see what they can do. Team Germany getting up and going. They have that big suspension on there, and let's see what they can do with it. Big jump with the suspension, and the suspension really added to that jump there, 85. So not the best jump from Team Germany there. It looks like Team Croatia might actually be in position to complete a jump. And I can see they just have a very unstable build. The way they built their suspension was not very solid. But Team Croatia is getting ready to try to deliver a jump and actually hit the ramp. If they don't complete this jump, they're going to be done, and they're not going to finish with a score of 0. But, holy crap, that was very weird. It almost looked like Gravity Slider, but I'm not going to say it was, because I couldn't be sure. 142! So not a jump that's going to be good enough for really much anything right now, but it was very solid. And they can walk away saying they actually completed the jump in the Olympics. Up next, we have Icee from Team China. Can they land it this time? They have a very unstable build as far as height goes. But if they could just stick it here at the end, they're carrying a lot of speed with them. Oh, and a very early anchor. If they could have just anchored a little bit later, they could have helped their score. All right, I'm going to mark them from right around here. This looks like they're going to land. 270, 260, 250, 240, 230, 220, 218. For Team China. Very solid jump from them, and it's not going to be enough for a podium spot, but they can walk away with their heads held up high, knowing that they put a jump over 200 in. Not many countries can say that they've done that. Alright, Shinji from Team Malaysia up next. Let's see what they can do. They have not completed the jump yet. Last time they ended up missing the ramp. Here they come. They're carrying a lot of speed with them. Very, very big jump, and this is why Team Britain needed to land that jump, because you have jumpers like this. Alright, looks like a 245 from Team Malaysia, so very good. Alright, up next to jump, we have Chieftain Hook Fox from Team Great Britain. He is a favorite to win this. He has such a good long jump car. Let's see what he can do right here as he's going to come down and prepare to just, absolutely fly. Hopefully he doesn't screw it up, because I know he can make a huge jump. And there we go! The current leader now, for sure. Can he unanchor really fast? 270, 260, 253! 253! It's not good enough for first place right now. but it is very, very strong from Team Great Britain. Oh my! Alright, up next we have Effie Ram from Team USA. They're going to be trying to complete their first jump, as the last jump was kind of a misfire by them. Ended up running into the rails, not hitting the ramp. Let's see what they can do. Gaining speed slowly, now gaining speed quickly, hitting the ramp. It's a solid jump. Oh my lord, what a jump from him! Can he unanchor really fast? Holy crap, what a jump! 260, 261, 262, 263, 264, 265! The new leader in this event is Effie Ram from Team USA! Holy crap, what a jump from him! Anyways, up next, we're going to have the current favorite, Henry from Team USA. Let's see what he can do. Can he hit the ramp this time and deliver one of his record-breaking jumps that we've seen in the past? Holy crap, a lot of air, and he's off the edge of the freaking ramp! I don't even know how to measure that. I don't know what to do with it. Holy crap. I'd probably say that's 292. That's what I'm going to currently mark you at. Is 292 blocks. Almost reaching the 300 block. Holy crap. Alright, well here we are at the podium. As you can see, Team Australia could not make it, but the first two positions are occupied by Team USA. So Team USA fans at home, you can celebrate as your fellow countrymen have brought home gold and a silver, which currently put them in first place in the overall Olympic standings. But we'll have to see when it comes on to the next event, which is the drag race. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the drag race. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to fire off 2 cars at a time to go down the track and race. And one of the races will actually, well, the second race will have 3 cars in it. And someone at the end will be keeping track of the times. That'll be Melty. And the fastest time wins. You will only get 1 chance at this. So, for the first race, we're going to have Team Nigeria versus Team USA. Let's see how this goes. On your mark. Get set. Go! And they're off. It looks like Team USA taking an early lead, but they're turning around and are having some issues as they go down the track. It's a close race, but Team USA is going to come out with the win. And we'll have to hear from the official timer here, which is Melty, on who actually won that race. Well, from their perspective, and which time, or what people had what time. Alright, so we've got the official timing back, and currently, Lame Lomo got second place in that race. He had a 5.82 second time. Not very fast, not what they're looking for. Tanoob with a 5.63, not fast either. Neither of these guys were able to produce much speed. If you guys are wondering at home how this works, is they could not use rockets or anything for propulsion. They couldn't use jets or propellers, so they're having to use you have to use motors, and they're making like custom wheels and that stuff to go faster and using the rockets for downforce. Team USA's fastest runners were not actually able to make it to this event, so Team USA might be in a world of hurt. Anyways, it looks like the competitors are in position. On your mark, get set, go! And they're off. And it looks like Malaysia takes a turn for the side, and China hits one of the blacklists. But they're going to try to come through and complete it, and there we go. And it looks like it'll end up being a DNF for Team Malaysia. You know, personally, it is my belief that currently, these builds are slower than the long jump builds. I think if people would have brought their long jump builds here, that they would be in a much better situation to be winning. But they didn't, so they're in a world of hurt. Team Croatia might have kept the same build. And let's see what they can do here, as they're going to be going against Team USA. And it's going to be Steamy Eggroll. He was going to be a wrestler for the team, but he decided that he was going to come over and help his team in the drag race. So let's see how this ends up turning out. On your mark. Get set. Go! And they're off. And it looks like Team USA with a huge lead out of the bat. And that might be a gold time. That might be a gold medal worthy time. And Team Croatia is going to come in with a much slower time. Very good run from Team USA, and that might be good enough for gold. We'll have to check what the timer says. Let's take a look in Roblox chat. 3.43 for Team USA. And Team USA is going to be taking another gold. Now, what about the slower one? The slower one is saying that they were a second slower with a 4.44. Kind of confusing how that one was a 4.44. But that, at the end of the day, is honestly not bad for these teams. So, we're going to head over to the podium, and they will all be told the results and told who won this event. Alright, well, here we have it. In first place, we're going to have Team USA again, which brings their total even higher in these Olympics and just stretches their lead out. And then in second place, we're going to have Team Croatia. And in third place, we are going to have Team Australia, who did their runs beforehand. And honestly, I'm thinking of changing the point system. I know, like, I might show the point system earlier in the video, and you might be somewhat confused. But I'm thinking of changing the points from 3 points for first, 2 points for second, and 1 point for third, just so we can have a closer Olympic here, because there's not as many competitors as the actual Olympics, and there's not as many events. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are, and this is the marathon. So the way this is going to work is it's 5 laps around the map that I showed you earlier in the video. I can even put it on the screen right now. And currently, Team Australia or Team Croatia needs to win this event if they want to have a chance to be moving, have a chance to win the ground events. Of course, you'll have the air events and the water events happening within the next week, most likely. That'll probably be the next video up on the channel, so we'll have both of those together. But we'll see how that goes. And it looks like Team Nigeria is actually facing the wrong way to start. So we'll be giving everyone a moment here to get set, but whenever we actually get the race underway, I'll let you guys know. All right, everyone seems to be ready, and we have a few people competing here. Like I said, Team Australia or Team Croatia needs to come away with a W in this one, and Team USA cannot reach the podium if they want to have a chance to win the ground events. Of course, they'll still have the chance in the air events and the water events, but, I already covered all that. Anyways, on your mark, get set, go! And they're off, and Team Australia gets a very good jump right off the bat, and they'll be the current leaders. I don't know if on the video we're actually going to be showing the leaders on the screen or whoever's in the lead. I might do it. Depends, though. All right, they're going to be coming into the first checkpoint here, going over, touching their conveyors. Now they're going to be making it up the hill. Team Australia ahead by a mile. Jesus, they have a lot of speed. If they just, keep it clean, it looks like they might be the winners. And please ignore this car here. This is Henry's car. He is currently a race referee. He's going to be looking at them, making sure they're not doing anything illegal. And we also have the drone back there. He just communicated to me that someone used a flip button. So whoever did that, if you do not despawn, you are cheating and you're being a major cucklord. All right, so yes, sir, Team Australia up in the lead right now. They have to come through and make sure they do not fall in the water. This is going to be a section that I feel like we're going to have a lot of issues with. People are going to be falling into the water. And let's take a look back at the rest of the pack to see what they're up to, because it looks like he's going to be coming through and completing a very quick lap. He currently has to beat Iron Monkey with a 7:16 lap time. He is the fastest person who did not show up for today's event because he actually had to do it beforehand. And it looks like in second place we have Nigeria and China. A lot of other people having issues. Shinji does not have a very good record as far as racing goes. For Team Malaysia over there, he just never has a very good time with this. Yep, Team Australia finishing their first lap there. Very fast lap, honestly. I don't know what it was, but oh my lord. So we just got news that Team Croatia has cheated again and they are not despawning, so Team Croatia is now disqualified from the event. The Croatians watching at home will be very disappointed with them, but it is what's happened. Anyways, looks like freaking Team Malaysia is having a very hard time, and Team Australia is running off with the lead here. Team China in second place, just completing their first lap, but they're getting stuck. All right, so this is not even a close race by any means. It's going to be maybe a race for second. Team United States looks like they might be on the ropes here. I mean, the 7:16 is a very fast time, but Team Australia so far is doing everything they can, and currently Shinji is in last place from the looks of things. He is still on his first lap. They have a very good car with a lot of suspension and a lot of speed, but the problem is that they just have too many glitches. Too many things glitching out on their vehicle. All right, so Team Australia coming in, trying to complete the end of this lap here. A lot of these other cars are having some serious issues. It's almost as if some people didn't practice for this, but it seems like Australia has really come to play here, and they have a very good wrestling car from what I can tell. So they are in business. They might have a chance to come away tied with Team USA for first place here, but they're going to have some other vehicles come in. You're going to have to hope the rest of the pack can put together some good lap times, as they are on lap 3 right now, but the other cars are going to have to do bad. Oh, he gets knocked down the hill. But if the other cars do not do well, then Team USA is still going to end up with a silver, and that's no good, because if Team USA finishes on the podium at all here, then that would mean that Team Australia can no longer win. Team Australia is struggling to find the checkpoint over here at this section. This is a very tough section to judge, to drive over, as there's so many hills and divots, but he seems to have gotten out of it relatively good. He's going to come through and complete the third lap. Melty, could you tell us what's his time at right now? Okay, he's apparently has a 4:25 lap time, which means he might have a good chance here. I mean, he's halfway done with the race. If he keeps up with this pace right now, he has a chance to dethrone Iron Monkey. Team Australia getting caught up here, and it might be Team Germany if it'd be the nice thing if Team Germany would please despawn, because they're giving Team USA more and more points by doing this. So if they want to have their country have a chance, they're screwing over Team Australia right now, and Team Australia might be in a world of hurt. Jeez, that's really unfortunate. Team Germany just completely screwing over the leader there by getting in its way, and Team Australia might be they might be done. Anyways, they go through that checkpoint. They're going to come through and complete their fourth lap in a moment here. Once they cross the line, Melty, can you give us a time? 6 minutes. So he's going to have to complete this lap in under a minute, most likely. And it looks like he's already off to a really shitty start. All the control he had at the beginning, he's throwing it away. He's already touched the checkpoint. But I don't know if he was celebrating or what. He was wasting time. Holy crap. That was really bad. But they're going to come through, and now they got to put the pedal to the metal. That cost them a lot of time there at the rails. They were spinning around. I don't know if they were just doing donuts because they thought they, finished the race. But and they're falling off the map, and Team Australia has just lost. There's no way they're going to be able to come back now. They're going to have to come back and, win they might win the race, but Team USA is going to get the gold because that is such a huge time loss for them. They're going to come through and complete the final lap here. And Melty, what's their current time right now? Ooh, so they're going to finish even a minute behind. They might even lose to V-Rob because this is very sad to watch. I don't know why they're just trying to go up this. I don't know why they didn't just try to go up the side and take the safe route. They had it by a mile. They had a lot of time, and they just got to cross the line here. Cross the line, cross the line, cross the line, cross the line, cross the line. You have to cross the edge. You have to go off the edge of the base plate. Oh, my Lord. Team Australia does not know the rules. What's the time? 8:32. All right. All right. So here we have the podium. Of course, the person that won could not be here today. But as you can see, first place goes to Iron Monkey, Team USA, again. Second place goes to Australia. Third place goes to Team China. So, if you're wondering how the standings look, they should be on your screen right now. But Team USA is going to be winning the ground events. But of course, the air and water events, which you guys should definitely tune into next week whenever they're done. Or it might take over a week to get done because, I'm probably going to be going back to school here soon and everything's going to be a mess. But let's move on to wrestling and let's see how that turns out. Alright, so here we are at the wrestling ring. So the way this is going to work is if their build gets pushed out, then they lose. It's a best of 3. And if the match goes on for too long, we'll just call it and, reset everything. But up first, we're going to have Lame Lomo from Team Nigeria versus Melty and Team Germany. Neither of these guys really have a chance to do much with the rest of this tournament, but we'll have to see what happens anyways. Alright, guys, on your mark, get set, go! Let the wrestling match begin, and they're just going to start pushing each other. It's going to be a lot of pushy, shovey, it's just going to be a lot of pushing back and forth. And after a while, if the match goes on for too long and one of them gets, a little bit too far out. Oh, and the F1 car kind of getting pushed out a little bit. Going back trying to push the tank. It's a little bit of stalemate. So far, I'd have to say that the tank has done a better job because, the red car is not really getting pushed out. Oh, but the tank's on the ropes, and I'm going to rule that out. And Team Nigeria wins round 1 of this bout. So if they could both reset, we could start up round 2. But Team Nigeria there, showing they actually had some pushing power. They did not have a working car. They were trying to get a car that would work for this, and they could not get a car that would work. They just kept bringing cars that were too big. But they brought this car in, and it's gotten the job done in round number 1. Well, if Lame Lomo wins this round, he'll be moving on to the next round to fight against the winner of Icee versus Shinji. Alright, back up. Let the battle begin. And here they go. And a big push right off the bat. And it looks like Lame Lomo is getting a little bit of getting underneath the tank, trying to push it out of the arena. And it's getting pushed out very well. And I would count that out, but it's super early in the match, and it was the opening charge, so we're not going to count it entirely. But the tank is really having a hard time here. Going to have to maneuver around the backside. Gets behind him. This is the best part for them, because they can actually push against the backside, against the spoiler of the F1 car. And the F1 car having some issues now, starting to get pushed out. Over half the build is pretty much out. And the tank almost gets it out. Oh, wait. The F1 car? F1 car? And I'm going to rule that out. Over 3/4 of the car is out. And Melty for Team Germany is going to win that round. On your mark, get set, go! The winner of this one will be moving on to the next round. And Team Germany already getting a little bit pushed out right off the bat. This is where the F1 car wants it. If it has bigger wheels, it's pushing them out. And Germany, I'm going to count that out. That was the majority of their build out. And sadly, Team Germany is going to be out. That was, the last round it was half the build, but that time it was just too much. And looks like Team Germany, even though they're still fighting, Team Germany is going to be not moving on to the next round. Congratulations to Team Nigeria. Up next, in the next round, we're going to have Icee versus Shinji. Shinji is a current favorite. Whenever we were doing the testing runs before, Shinji was just able to get people stuck up in their suspension, and because they're such a complicated build, and the other cars would usually end up glitching out, which is not intentional, but it's just what would happen. But we're going to have to see how this goes. Let the battle begin. Now, Team China has a lot of downforce, and they're a very fast build, but they got to keep those wheels on the ground, because if they don't, they might end up flying themselves out of the arena. Shinji does not have to do much, though. They're a very big build. Wait, China's actually underneath them, pushing them out. And if that might be it, China is the winner. They both go out around at the same time, but Shinji gets knocked out of the ring, and China is now up 1-0 in this series. Remember, the winner of this series will be moving on to face against Lame Lomo and Team Nigeria. China here with a very good strategy. They're just small enough to get underneath them, and they have a lot of downforce from those propellers. But I am concerned because their front wheel does seem to get stuck up in the air a little bit, and if that happens, the propellers might just pull them out of the arena. And to start the next round, on your mark, get set, go! Here they go, a good charge there. Kind of a stalemate right off the bat. We'll see how that unfolds. Oh, Shinji getting on top of the build. This is exactly what Team China wants. Let Shinji get on top of them, then they'll have complete control of their build. Of course, playing crazy does not really, allow for a lot of good physics to happen, but Shinji's just being worked right now, but Team China's having issues. Team China out of the arena! I'm counting that as an out. And Shinji will be forcing a Game 3 there. China had just played their cards very well the entire round, but at the very end of it, you could just see that Shinji got itself in a position and China flew out of the arena. Game 3 between these two competitors. They put on a pretty good showing so far. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, which was exactly what you would expect in this type of event. But overall, I think Team China does have the upper hand. But let's see what happens in Game 3. On your mark, get set, go! I'm not going to say much here to start, because we're just going to see how this unfolds. Team China getting itself in a weird position. You do not want to give up the middle of the base, because if you give up the middle, the other person will be able to push you more to the outside. But right now, it looks like there's a little bit of a shift in power here. Looks like China's trying to get underneath Shinji. Shinji just trying to maneuver. And China almost out of the arena there. Almost gets flipped on its back. Almost got flipped over, but those propellers show enough downforce to keep it in. Now it's getting underneath Shinji. Oh, and it almost drives out. It's still in, but just barely. And Shinji pushes it out, and Shinji moves on to the next round. Damn, proving me wrong. And they'll be moving on to the next round where they'll be facing against Lame Lomo from Nigeria. Alright, so something tells me that in a battle between a full-on tank and a car using default wheels, the tank is going to win. But maybe Team USA will prove me wrong. But I think Team USA really just does not have as much firepower as a lot of the other teams do right now. Alright, on your mark, get set, go! And the tank coming in, you're going to go for a pretty lunge, and right off the bat, yeah, this tank might be a little bit too much for that car to handle. Fran might be doing something more for Croatia. Right now, they only have had one success, and that happened to be in the drag race. And I also think that might be due to a timing error, because I do not believe that they were that fast, but I can't go back and prove it otherwise, so they're going to have that silver. Alright, if Queen Noi does not win this match, then they will be out, and Team USA will not be medaling in a round. On your mark, get set, go! And there it goes in a big push. Oh, and it's a freaking, he bounced off the edge because he didn't have him blacklisted, but that's the end of the round. And Fran is going to be getting the first sweep we've seen so far. So, there we go. Looks like Fran will be moving on to the next round to face against Ashton, who will be getting a bye because they ended out actually, I believe they were the person that won whenever we did like the practice thing. So I just gave him a bye because we don't have enough people to fill up an entire bracket here. Alright, so for the next round we're going to be having Shinji versus Lame Lomo. On your mark, get set, go! Alright, this will be interesting to see how this works out here. The F1 car almost getting entirely pushed out. Shinji just showing us too much power, and I'm going to have to call that out. Over 3/4 of the car was pretty much out of the box, and Shinji just shows how much power it has right off the bat. What a play there from Shinji. And now, all they got to do is win 2 more, and they'll be moving on to face the winner between Ashton and Fran. Alright, well, I think Nigeria, I know Shinji was more of a favorite to come in, but I think Nigeria, honestly, I think they have a decent chance if they can happen to get underneath. But, of course, they do not have as big of wheels as Team Malaysia here. Anyways, let's see what happens in the next round. On your mark, get set, go! And there they go, a slow start there from Team Nigeria. Looks like Shinji gets the upper hand right off the bat. But it looks like they might be underneath Shinji. Might cause a little bit of some control issues there. But Shinji just has to find a way to get off the top of that car. Currently, really just not going to have much control. Oh, but the car might be getting flipped over, and that makes that car unstable, but they flip back up. And Team Nigeria here, putting on quite a show on this round, and they almost got knocked out right there, but that little wedge in the front is showing that it can get underneath the components. Oh, and that almost is a ring out, and that's a ring out for me! And Shinji wins another round. So if Shinji wins one more, they'll be moving on to the finals. Well, this would be really big for Team Malaysia. I mean, they're desperate for points right now. In the standings, they're really going to pick it up. They have 0 points to their name so far in these Olympics today. And they're going to have to really show up in the water and air events, which there should be I think probably 6 events. I'll probably come up with, 3 per each. So that should be really interesting. But let's see what happens in this next round. On your mark, get set, go! There they go, opening charge. And it looks like Shinji already on the upper hand. But can Lame Lomo drive the car out of the situation here? But it looks like they're just getting pushed even further. Now they're starting to fight back a bit. Getting onto those back wheels of Shinji. Shinji maybe catching the side of the F1 car, driving over the top of it, getting pushed on its side. If Lame Lomo floors it, they might have a chance to get him out. But Shinji, oh, and he pushes him out! And Shinji will moving on to the finals. Malaysia has officially medaled in an event. Alright, guys, so here we are. this is the match. This is a match, and whoever wins this one goes to the finals. The loser will be going to the third place match to play against, I believe, Lame Lomo. Anyways, let the battle begin. Team Australia versus Croatia. Not a match I expected to see, but so far, Team Australia kind of getting pushed away. The tank is... Oh, wait, and the tank just drives off the map. Oh, that is such bad driving there from Team Croatia. And Australia is going to be up 1-0 in this match. That was kind of sad to watch there. All right. Round 2, about ready to start. By the way, I'd like to point out, this is the driver of Snow Ripper from the RBCS. The RBCS should be starting as soon as Motor 2 at least get a little bit less glitchy, or until, we just can't wait any longer. But let's see what he can do here in the wrestling. He's already up 1-0. Let the battle begin. All right. So either way, whoever loses this still has a chance to medal. But right now it looks like Team Australia's got underneath the big tank, but the tank's going to drive around. Good driving there from the tank, trying to redeem itself from the first round from the bad driving. And the BattleBot, the battle-looking thing from Team Australia, almost driving out the tank, now driving towards the edge. And they both went out, but I think Australia actually left first. I saw their entire build leave before I saw Croatia's. So it's tied 1-1. So let the battle begin. Okay, Team Australia coming in, trying to go to the flank of the tank. Yep, that rhymes. And the tank drives off again. Poor driving from Team Croatia. Oh my lord, that is so sad whenever it happens. That's twice in a row it is thrown easily winnable rounds. If Australia wins this, they'll be moving on to the grand finals. On your mark, get set, go! And they get to the side, they have their downforce on, right, and hopefully it's enough to keep the tank from pushing them off. The tank almost goes off the same part of the ring that it's gone out the last several times. Team Croatia is not having a very fun time this round. I mean, they've killed themselves twice, essentially. The driving has just been very piss poor. And that might have to do with ping, considering they're in Croatia versus somebody in Australia. I mean, it's two different places across the world from each other, so the ping might be an issue with the tanks kind of driving out. I would call that out, but I've seen the last few rounds that people have actually been driven out, and I think that I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for right now. And there we go, the BattleBot kind of getting underneath them, pushing him around. And now it's just a battle in the middle, both spinning around each other. And it looks like the BattleBot maybe gets some traction. It's getting underneath the tank a little bit. Now they're just freaking humping each other in the middle. This is how baby tanks are made, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, and then let's see. He's getting pushed off to the side. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to start calling it. Next person that's even close to being out. Oh, and the tank's just out! And Team Australia moves on to the finals of wrestling. Alright, well, we've recently just learned that one of the competitors, which will be Lomo, will not be able to get here. So, third place is going to go to Team Croatia. So, congratulations to them. But we're going to be moving into the grand finals, where it's going to be Ashton from Team Australia versus Shinji from Team Malaysia. Malaysia had not medaled yet, but now they will definitely either be getting a silver or gold. So we'll see how this unfolds. Okay, so here we are in the grand finals. Malaysia versus Australia. Not countries you normally would hear being in the grand finals of anything in the actual Olympics, but that's the beauty of the Plane Crazy Olympics. It's not as many people. There's not many people to fight for a #1 spot in your country, so we'll see. Anyways, we have someone in the middle that's going to get run over when we start the round, but we don't care. Let the battle begin! This is a best of 7, by the way, so first to win 4 will be the winner. And it looks like the BattleBot has got underneath of Shinji here. Let's see what Ashton can do. Like I said, they need these points badly. If Malaysia wants to have a chance in the future, they're going to have to win here and pretty much win out every single other event and hope Team USA or the other countries don't do much. But if Australia wants to have a chance, this would really help them right now. This would put them at 7 points on the day and only put them 4 behind Team USA. And he's pushed him off! Great driving there from Team Australia. And they've taken round #1. Let the battle begin. And we'll see how this one goes. Let's see if Team Malaysia makes any adjustments here, or they're just going to go with the same strategy as last time. But the strategy doesn't seem to be working. It seems like Ashton's working them over to the edge, but Ashton has to be careful not to drive out themselves. And they got flipped over on their side, and this might be an opportunity for Shinji. Oh, and they somehow managed to right themselves. It looked like a flip button, but it definitely wasn't. It looked like it, but it definitely wasn't. And they're pushing Shinji to the side. Oh, and if that happens again, something like that, I might have to call it out. Oh, and he glitches through. Oh, and he almost goes out himself. This is a very intense round between the two of them. Just a big pushing, shoving match. And Ashton goes out of the arena on his back. Damn, both of them pushed each other out a lot that round. But it was just at the very end. He just happened to get flipped over and rolled out. So, Shinji making it close. It's 1-1. First to win 4 is the winner. All right. Well, the winner of this one will be going up 2-1 in the series and will be just that little bit closer to a gold medal. On your mark, get set, go! And a very good move there, Ashton getting to the side. I like the move because it was a good flank, but I also don't like it because it gave up position in the middle. But they've already gained it back. Apparently, they already knew what they were going to be doing. And Shinji, I would call that almost out. I honestly might call that out if I see something like that again. That was so close to being out. And they have him on the ropes here on the side. And it's still not enough to completely get him out. But now they get him on the side here again. And that's out. That's 100% out. And Ashton just says, get out of the ring. Fall off the map. Please go die. And there we go. Up 2-1 in the series. They win 2 more. They secure a gold medal. And they can continue gaining back ground on the U.S. Ashton versus Shinji has been a pretty good match so far. 2-1. I definitely think Ashton has the upper hand. But Shinji definitely, if you get caught up on that suspension, you're just screwed. Because you're going to get glitched out, flipped around. And that's what happened in the second round. But let's see what happens in this round. On your mark, get set, go! Once again, just going for a box rush right off the bat from Ashton here. And trying to get on the side here of Shinji. Shinji was currently typing when the match freaking started. So, that might be a little bit of a disadvantage. They didn't get quite the start they wanted there. And now it looks like Ashton's on the attack again. Shinji's going to have to be careful here because they're getting close to the side. Ashton trying to push him out. And then they get back to the middle. And they're back over on the sidewall again. See, it just looks like Ashton's winning the middle right now. If you win the middle, you win the rounds. That's what I've seen so far. And now it seems like Shinji has the middle again. But Ashton just on the flanks. It looks like Shinji can't get much done as far as pushing goes because Ashton's constantly on the side of it. This match is kind of uneventful so far, but Shinji almost completely off there. And that's it. Shinji is off again. And if Ashton wins one more, he will be securing the gold medal for Team Australia. It'll be the first one of these Olympics for them. So very solid there. And it seems like he can maneuver better. He's a smaller build, but he has the same amount of downforce and the same amount of power as some of these other people here. He definitely came prepared. And he also has the nicest looking car. It seems like a lot of these people brought these other cars in that weren't exactly made for wrestling, but he has made a wrestling car. Because he knew he's going to have to win. If he's going to have to win a lot. He's going to have to do a lot for Team Australia, considering he's one of the only people on there that's actually able to, come to these events. Anyways, if Australia wins this round, they win the gold medal. Let's see what happens. On your mark, get set, go! There he goes for the flank again. Almost going to... I did not like that flank. Just did not gain him anything. And now they're going head-on with Shinji. This is where you don't want to be, because you're going to get caught up in the suspension. But we'll see. Maybe he gets lucky and doesn't get glitched out. He has completely control over Shinji right now. But I don't know what he's going to do with it. He's driving towards the end, and he might... This is just kind of a... He's kind of stuck, honestly. I thought for a moment that he's going to, just drive him towards the end and he'll break and throw him out, but they kind of got stuck in each other, and Ashton's out of the arena! And Shinji bringing it back for Team Malaysia. Team Malaysia is yet to medal in any of these events, even though Shinji is much better at the game than I am. Just they haven't had the best of luck today, and maybe they can try clawing it back here. Alright, here we are, Game 6. If Australia wins, they win the gold. If Malaysia wins, then they will force Game 7. On your mark, get set, go! There we go. Shinji with the delayed start again. I think that Ashton has better ping overall, because it just seems like Shinji is a little bit more delayed whenever I say things right off the bat. But Australia gets pushed out, and we're going to see a Game 7 in wrestling. Now, this is really bad for Australia because they need this. If they want to keep up with Team USA, they need to get every single point they can, every single medal they can. But you never know what's going to happen. Because, if Team USA doesn't do too well in the water and air events, maybe a silver wouldn't be the worst thing here for Australia. I mean, at least they're getting 2 points at the end of the day. Anyways, let the battle begin. There we go, Ashton, kind of complaining in chat, Roblox chat, talking about how he's glitching and teleporting, even though he's had control of him almost the entire round. Don't know why he's complaining, because he's doing pretty well. The only rounds he's lost have been when he glitches out. And it looks like that tank is keeping Shinji in. That is really unfortunate, but I'm going to call that out. Shinji is going to lose, because that tank looked to keep it in there, and whenever it came over to the corner, it actually did drive out the majority of it. So therefore, Team Australia will be getting the gold in wrestling. So here we have it, the final results of the last event. As you can see, Australia in first, and this may look like the US flag, but that is actually Malaysia. I just couldn't be asked to add the emojis to the flag. And then you have Croatia. So the final standings at the end of the day are going to come out to 7 points for Australia, 11 points for US, because of course US is the leaders. Croatia coming in and finishing with 3 points. So right now, those are the front runners. Of course, I think a lot of people at home, they might be rooting for the underdog of Australia, but there's more Americans watching than anyone else, so you never know. But if you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like on the video, and be sure to check in next week whenever we upload the next part of the Olympics, which will be the air and water events, and that will be the finale of these Olympics. Alright, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.